So in the past, we've redesigned the jumpers of the WAFL and the SANFL, and today we're going to be redesigning the jumpers for the TSL, or the Tasmanian State League. Starting off with Clarence, their typical home jumper is a white Guernsey with a red V design. For this redesign, I've kept that theme going, but with a few alterations. We've kept the V design in the top part of the Guernsey, but we've included the red kangaroo from their logo in the centre of the jumper. I think this is good because their Guernsey is very similar to South Melbourne and South Fremantle. We want to add an element that makes it look a little bit more unique. So adding that bounding roo from their logo makes the jumper look great and also makes it look unique to them. For the Clash version, we've gone for an all red version of the same design. I was originally going to make the V and the kangaroo white, just a simple inverse, but I like this kind of one of just having the white outline. For Glenorchy, we've got their home jumper, which is basically a play on what they wear now. You've got the black and white stripes in the bottom half, and then it's kind of cut off in half by the magpie design from their logo. Similar to kind of the swooping magpie design that Collingwood wore in the past, I think this one's alright. I think, again, a common theme throughout pretty much all of these redesigns is that you want to add an element of uniqueness about it. A lot of the teams in TSL wear almost identical jumpers to those seen in the AFL or in other state leagues. To add just a somewhat unique element to the design, I think is a good idea. For the Clash version, we've gone for just a simple inverse, a white version of that jumper with black stripes. On to Kingborough now, and we've gone for this claw design, which I've used in a number of redesigns and jumper reworkings. We've gone for the yellow or gold claw marks on the black for the home jumper, which I think looks really cool. And then for the Clash jumper, we've gone for a gold jumper with black claw marks and black shorts. I love this claw sash design. I think someone should definitely use this design in some way. The Clash version is also kind of cool because it looks a bit like a WA State of Origin jumper with its colours and stuff. For me as a WA guy, that's just always a really cool jumper. Onto Lauderdale now. This one I haven't changed too much. I've basically kept the hoop design because I think black and red hoops is fairly unique. You don't see too many teams wearing that, definitely not in any of the AFL or any of the major state leagues. The change I've made is just to simply remove the kind of bomber plane logo from the jumper. I just think it's unnecessary. And the same for the Clash design, kept it fairly similar to what they wear, just removed the bomber and just cleaned it up and kept the focus on the hoop design. For Launceston, and again, they're very similar to what they currently wear. We kept the home jumper pretty much the same with the monogram in the center and the navy blue jumper. I've added some white side panels just because I think it works well and balances out the colors a bit more. For their Clash jumper, I've gone for a sky blue version of the same design. I think this is the best thing if you are the Blues to have a sky blue kind of alternative or Clash jumper. For this one, I've kind of added that navy blue kind of curved top half to the jumper just because without it, it looks a bit too similar to Sturt in the SANFL, so just to create a slight point of difference. On to North Hobart now, and for this one we've gone for a kind of alternative design for the flaming demon that Melbourne wore in the AFL. Currently North Hobart's jumper is just an identical copy of what Melbourne currently wear, the navy blue with the red yoke design. If you're going to rip off or copy a Melbourne jumper, you might as well make it the really cool one that they don't wear pretty much at all these days. The slight change we've made is to make the top half red, so you've still kind of got that red to navy blue kind of breakup. For the Clash, we've gone for a white version of the same jumper with the navy blue top half replacing the red. You could also have a red version of the same jumper, just an inverse of the home, but I think the white is a complete contrast to the home and just adds a point of difference. And our last team is North Launceston. Now this one was a little interesting because something unique about the TSL is that there are two teams called the Bombers and they both wear black and red Guernseys. I've tried to completely change this up a little. We've got kind of like a 3-stripe design that's a bit of a mix between a sash but also kind of hoops, and I've made it a point to kind of include a bit more white in this jumper. So if Lauderdale are black and red with a bit of grey, I think North Launceston, just to change it up a little bit, have a bit more white in the jumper. For the Clash version, it's pretty much mostly just an inverse. Got a white version of the same jumper. I think the Clash jumper actually looks pretty cool and I like it. I think the home looks good as well. It's a bit Portland Trailblazers in its vibe. I think these two together look good, not just a copy of Essendon's jumper. So those are my TSL redesigns, guys. Thanks for checking out this video. Leave your thoughts on these jumpers down below and anything else you might have ideas for. And as always, like the video if you did, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.